the law of unintended consequences has kicked in once again. After a national crackdown on the widespread availability of prescription painkillers, heroin use is surging. Doc Mike Witort played a role in this drug crackdown by conducting a public awareness campaign about Walgreens selling large amounts of prescription drugs to drug dealers on the streets. In his video documentary, Walgreens Busted for Illegal Drugs, he named names, stating diverting drugs like oxycodone to the streets is big business for Walgreens. They sell this power drug for cash and reorder from their drug addiction accomplices like Pfizer, Goldline, Major, and Sheen. That helped put a screeching halt on many of the clandestine bulk painkiller sales to street drug users and dealers. Witort explains how prescription drugs like oxycodone are far more powerful and can be even more addicting than their stepped-on street drug counterparts. So now that the good stuff is gone, people seeking painkillers are turning to heroin. Mike Witort has been called Big Pharma's worst nightmare. Big drug companies temporarily silenced him, getting him thrown into prison on charges he was practicing medicine without a license. But much to their shock and horror, Doc Mike prevailed, now being able to practice medicine without a license without being a medical doctor. His victory was considered by many to be the nation's largest lawsuit in history for the right to practice medicine without a license. Ironically, he won the case in Chicago, the home of both the American Medical Association and Walgreens World Headquarters. Responding to the new surge in heroin use, Doc Mike summed it up saying, "If you can't afford a BMW, you've got to get a Volkswagen." Before Witort and others cried foul over Walgreens becoming the largest drug pushers in many neighborhoods, it was far easier to present a forged prescription to feed the habits of street users. So, with a record number of users going through painful drug withdrawal, heroin has filled the void, with alarmingly elevated uses in cities including Chicago. Due to its proximity to the United States, heroin production in Mexico has surged to the number 2 slot, just behind Afghanistan. And Obama's policy of keeping a porous southern border is not only allowing a large influx of undocumented Democrats to become de facto U.S. citizens, but also allowing billions of dollars in street heroin to fill the need that exists due to the crackdown in the easy availability of prescription painkillers. Prior to the crackdown, prescription drugs of choice for more than half of patients were opiates like oxycodone and hydrocodone. And if you think these powerful drugs are easy to get off of, think again. Ask people like Rush Limbaugh, who nearly lost his career after sustaining hearing loss as a side effect from legal, highly addictive drugs. One statistic that may change quickly is that in 2009, illicit use of pharmaceutical drugs and dietary supplements were responsible for well over 1 million emergency room visits, compared to only about 200,000 for heroin. With this new crackdown, and with millions of Americans addicted to pharmaceutical painkillers and diet drugs, we may soon see these numbers inverted, with heroin once again returning as the king of street drugs, as it once was decades ago.